Right, hi, good evening and welcome. My name is Sandra, my channel is called Sussex Sandra, and welcome. How are we all doing? I hope we are all doing well. This evening I'm doing something a little bit different because I haven't done any foundation wear test reviews or anything for ages, and I mean ages. I can't think of the last time I did a foundation review. Must have been back when it was still freezing cold outside. But today I'm not so much going to be doing a review because I kind of know how these foundations work. I'm going to be doing some colour matches just to see how they work. So let me go back a little bit. If you watched my GlossyBox video, which I put up, which I uploaded on Tuesday, today is Thursday, I mentioned that I have become a member of the GlossyBox beauty board. Now, I don't know if I'm even allowed to talk about this. I haven't received any messages yet to tell me you shouldn't have spoken about it, you're kicked off. I haven't received anything like that as yet, so, but then saying that though, it's still early, it can still happen. But what it is this beauty board thing. I'm not quite sure how it's supposed to work, but what I understand about this beauty board, you know what, let me get the information up. So what I've just done, rather than me trying to explain it to you, I'm just going to read the information straight from the side. So this is the GlossyBox website, and there is a section called the beauty board, and I'm just going to read what they say about it. So the heading is, we need you. So become the voice of Glossy. Okay, so this is the voice of Glossy. What is the GlossyBox beauty board? So we bring together the biggest beauty brands with a fantastic community of glossies, a huge network of beauty enthusiasts who are trying and testing new products every month. So I've been a member of this beauty board now for about 3 months, and this is the first time I've actually received something. But I think there were some hitches and some issues, and again, I'm just going to put it down to the whole COVID-19 thing, because that just kind of messed up everything really. So we bring together the biggest beauty brands with a fantastic community of glossies, a huge network of beauty enthusiasts who are trying and testing new products every month. The GlossyBox Beauty Board is a select group of our most experienced subscribers who are chosen to receive brand new secret beauty products to test and trial at home before they launch. Only the best products will gain the GlossyBox Beauty Board seal of approval. So this is why I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say anything about it, because I think it is supposed to be all hush hush and stuff, but hey ho. So are you a Glossy subscriber? And then it tells you how to apply. So with this process, what happened with me is that they asked me to join it, and I said yeah, filled in all the forms, and they confirmed that I was a Glossy board member. And then what they did, I'm trying to remember where we are, so we're in August now, mid-August now, so this is back in June, so we're talking about June here. It was either ending of May or beginning of June. They sent me this card. I should have put it downstairs because I'm sure I've still got it. It's like this card which had a QR code on it. So I took this photograph with this card, I imported it onto the GlossyBox app. I also answered some questions. They asked me about my skin type and what kind of foundations I prefer, you know, the kind of finish I like, all that sort of thing, which you ask about when it comes to trying out foundations. So your complexion, what shade range you fall into. I think it gave images as well of different skin types, and it sort of asked you which one you're closest to. So it started off with the fair, light, medium, tan, deep. So tan, dark, deep, I think, and then it went a little bit sort of more detail. So like, are you olive toned? Do you think you're olive toned, neutral toned? So it asked you what you thought you were, and various sort of what kind of finish do you like? What is your skin type like? And you know, how do you wear your makeup? How long do you wear your makeup for? All that sort of thing. So I basically said yes, I am dark, deep skin toned. I have got very oily skin. I made sure I emphasised that. I said I've got neutral undertoned. When I like to wear foundation, I like a medium to full coverage. So I'm not into this dewy stuff at all. I do like natural finish, but natural finish doesn't tend to last very well with me. So if I say natural finish, it'll look oily on me within 2-3 hours. So what I said was a matte finish, because a matte finish will hopefully after 6 hours will look like a natural finish on me in about 6 hours. That's how I sort of judge it, because I have got very, very oily skin. So yeah, and that's how I answered the questions. So put all that information in, and then it linked me to, I'm not sure if it goes to any particular site, but in this particular case it matched me to MAC Studio Fix foundation, liquid foundation, and it matched me to shade NC55. So I thought, okay, that's not a bad match, because I was pretty certain that the shade I'd been wearing when I was wearing MAC foundation, I thought I was wearing NC50, but I've been upstairs and brought all my MAC stuff down, and it is actually NW47 which I've got. So I've got NW47 here. Hopefully you can see that if I've got it the right way around. Is that the right way around? I'll leave it like that and I'll turn it around, because I can't tell if this is the right way around or not. So that's NW47, and that's what it looks like. And I have actually got an NC55 here. So this is NC55. So if I show that to you, there we go, NC55. So that's how the two shades look. They look very similar, don't they? There's not much in it. So I have actually got that, and this is the shade that it matched me to. So it's about 2 weeks ago now, because I hadn't heard anything at all. So as I said, this happened sort of at the beginning of June roughly. Hadn't heard anything. I did send some emails sort of asking, was there anything else I was supposed to do? I kind of gave up, because GlossyBox, the people who were replying, just didn't understand what I was asking about. So I just gave up. But then about 2 weeks ago, I received in the post these 3 bottles. So there you go. So these 3 bottles, which included the NC55, NC47 and NC60. I have opened the bottles up to see what they look like. I haven't swatched them yet, but I have opened them. And one of the shades, I can't remember which one it was, it looked like it was more closer to my daughter's skin colouring. I haven't got a picture of my daughter in here, have I? I have got a picture of my daughter in it, but I'm not really going to show her up close, because she doesn't like to come on camera at all. I did ask if she wanted to come into this video, because I think one of the shades would be more suitable for her, and asked if she wanted to come and do this video with me, and she just said no way. She doesn't want to be on any social media platforms at all, so fair enough, got to respect that, and that's it. So what I'm going to do this evening is just swatch the different foundations and see which one actually works with me, and then once I've found the shade which hopefully does match me, I am supposed to go back and fill in a questionnaire on that, and I think that is my role in the beauty board thing, and it'll probably be my last role, because I'm certain I was supposed to have kept this all under wraps, but I just thought it would be interesting for you to know what's going on in the background. Alright, how is the lighting? It's early evening now, and I think it's starting to get dark, so what I might do is put on my ring light, and hopefully that will give us a little bit better lighting. So excuse me 1 second. Okay, get one of the biscuits here from my previous box. Right, okay, so lighting's a little bit better now, so hopefully that's okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you in a bit closer. So I haven't got much makeup on, I've literally just kept it very light, because I've been out to work already today, and this is literally what's left of my face here. So I have got on an Hourglass Arch brow pencil. This was in the shade Dark Brunette, and I've got this in BoxyCharm for July base box. So that's what I've got on my brows. It's practically nearly faded, but that's what I'm wearing. I've got nothing on my face at all, apart from, well, nothing really. What did I put on this morning? I put on a moisturiser. What was the moisturiser? I put on, I was trying out another moisturiser. It was a Glow Molecules priming moisturiser. So I've got that on my face. I've got a little bit of lip balm on. Eyeshadow I've got on this purple, which is probably really faded now. It's the Ciate London Marble eyeshadow, which I got in an Ipsy Glam Bag Plus bag, which I think was June's one, and I think the colour was called Wicked. It's just a really nice purple, and I've actually been wearing it a lot recently. And the lipstick I've got on, which is hardly anything left of it at all, was from the Mo Mineral makeup reviews I did, and I had some lipsticks, and this was the purple colour which I've got, and I think this colour was called Chic. I think it was called Chic, yeah. This colour was called Chic. So hardly any of that left, but that was the colour. Look, I'm sweating already. I don't want to put my fan on because the fan makes so much noise. And when I do the background, when I remove the sound in the background, my voice goes all funny. So I'm just going to have to sweat it out, unfortunately. I'm just going to wipe my face down. So let me find my wipes. I'm going to put a little bit of primer on. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do the swatches first. So let's do this. So this is the shade NW47. So I'm going to do that first. And I'm just going to do the swatches, hopefully along this side of my face, and we'll be able to see them properly. But I do need my wipes so I can wipe my hands. Okay, so the first colour I'm going to put on is the NW47, so we can see what that looks like on my complexion. So when you buy the foundations from MAC, they come in bottles like this, and they've got a lid like that, and you have to buy the pumps separately. So the pumps cost about £4. It's a standard Estee Lauder pump, and it fits on most Estee Lauder branded products, or anything within their company, I should say. So that's what it looks like. So rather than pumping, I'm just going to do it like this. So this is NW47. Can you see that shade? And you can see it's already kind of blending into my skin already. So that's NW47. I am now going to go with their NC50. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use my NC55, because if I could give this to somebody, I will. Just want to make sure they are exactly the same. Yeah, so they've actually sent full sizes. I thought they were sampled, but they're full sizes. So these are the same colour. Just want to make sure. NC55, NC55. Do they look like the same colour to you? They do to me. Right, yep. Okay, so I'm just going to use my one, which I've already got, and put that on. Oh, it's nearly finished. Wow, it's practically nearly finished. Right, okay. I've obviously used it more than I thought. So I've just put a little bit on my hand there. Right, you can see how that NW47 is looking. There you go, here's NC55. Okay, so that's on that side of my face. I'm going to leave those there. So just so we know what we've got going on there. NW47, NC55. Okay, so the other two shades that they sent me were NC47. I think this is the shade I thought would be suitable for my daughter. Actually, when I think about it, I think it might be too light for her, too dark for her. So this is NC47. Right, that's how it's looking. It's definitely too light. So this is NC47. I think we can quite happily say that's too light. If anything, I could use that as an under eye colour. It's way too light. And I think it actually might be too dark for my daughter, but I am going to give it to her and see if she can work with it. So that's the NC47. Way too light, so we don't have to worry about too much about that one. And this is the other shade, NC60. So there's NC60. This is NW47, so that's how it looks. It looks more neutral compared to that one, doesn't it? So that's NC60. The whole colouring system that MAC uses completely confuses me, because the C to me stands for cool, but when they say C, it means for warm toned skin tones. It just confuses me completely. And then anything that's W is supposed to be for cool toned people. I think that's right. It's like they do opposite. I think that's right. So that's the NC60 again, and this is the NC, and that's the NC55 there. So in theory, I love the way how I like the neutral undertone of this. It's almost like an olive undertone. Let's see how it looks on my skin. So looking in the bottle, it looks like it's going to be too, I don't know, too light, but I don't know. Right, I'm just going to put it on here. You know what, guys? I don't know. Ooh, NC60 might have something to say. Not a colour I would ever have considered. Right, so I'm going to leave those just to do their thing for a bit. But you can see how we're going on here. Here's NW47. That's how it's looking there. We're looking at how it matches with my neck. NC55. That matches. I mean, both of them work, in my opinion. Yeah, I think they both work. NC47, that's a no-no. That's a definite no-no. And then we've got this NC60 here, which is also something for me to consider. So I think what I'm going to do, just to see if it helps me a bit, my arms are so ugh, but I'm going to put the shades on my arms as well, just to see how they look. Just my skin is so, I've got hairy arms. I don't shave my arms. Do you not shave your arms? I don't. Right, so I'm going to put them on my arms and then let these two absorb. So this is the NW47. Put this on my arm. Let's put it. Okay, let's put it, because this is more, up here is more, God, I don't know how to do this. Right, let's do it like this. Yeah, let's do it like this. Right, NW47, there's that. Right, I put way too much of a swatch there, but hey ho. NC55. I'm not going to bother with the NC47 because that was clearly too light. And here's the NC60. Right, I'll come back to you all in a bit, but that's how they're drying down. I'll come back to you all in a bit, give them a few minutes just to dry and sort of oxidize and do what they normally do on my skin, and then I'll apply one on one side of my face, one on the other side of my face, and then we'll see how we go from there. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so how are we doing? So I've just kind of left it for about 10 minutes just to see how the foundations are looking. Right, so let's remind ourselves, over here is the NW47. How does that look on camera? This is the NC55. That's almost, I don't know, it's almost looking a bit ashy on my face now. I don't know if you agree, I'm just doing different angles. Is it the lighting? I don't know, but it's almost looking almost ashy there. So I'm not sure about that. That's the NC47, so we're ignoring that. And this is the NC60. So what I am thinking, NW47 looks, I'm thinking I'm going to try the NW47 on this side of my face. And I'm going to try the NC60 on this side of my face. Does that sound like a plan? Let's have a look and see how they go on my arm. So this is the NW47 on my arm. I did put a lot on, so that's why, I mean, it's still a little bit wet, look. that's a lot, and it looks really red when you sort of turn it around that way. That's the NC55. These are such bad swatches. I never know how to swatch. And this is the NC60. They're so similar in colour, but I'm going to try the NC60 and I'm going to try the NW47 on each half of my face. That's the plan. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wipe off all of this. I'm going to wipe all this off now, and then I'm going to put a primer on, and then I'm going to apply the two foundations. Yeah, that a plan? Right, back to you in a sec. Right, so the primer I'm going to use is, I'm not going to go onto my full size ones yet. I'm going to continue to use the sample sizes I've received. So this is the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. Because the Studio Fix is actually quite a mattifying foundation, I don't want to go OTT on all the matte, so matte primer, matte foundation and matte sort of setting powders. I want to try and balance it out a bit, because otherwise it can look really cakey. So let's do this. Right, so this side of my face I'm going to do the NW47, and I'm just going to use my NYX multi-purpose brush here. So it's about one pump. It looks really red when I do it like that now, but at one point I thought this shade was like the best shade for me. So, you know, it just shows how things change. Right, that's obviously a very light covering, so I'm just going to do another one. If I'm going to put it on, I'm going to put it on so we can see. Right, that's the NW47. See, that looks, to me, that is a good match. I could probably put a little bit more on my forehead. I never do my forehead much because I'm so used to doing light coverages on my forehead, because at work I wear a white hat when I'm doing inspections. So I've just got used to not putting a lot of foundation on my forehead. Okay, here we go. Alright, so that's NW47. That is how it's looking on this half of my face, and it does look like it's a good match for my skin, doesn't it? I think that looks good. Let me bring you in a bit closer so you can see. NW47, that's how it's looking. It's starting to dry down, and that's my natural skin on this side. Okay, let's do this side of the NC60. Make sure I've got the right one. So this is the NC60. I would say this, in comparison, to me it looks more neutral, almost olive toned, compared to this one, which is a bit more warmer toned. Yeah. And I'm going to use my Sigma F80 brush here for this one. I haven't got a pump for this because I've just received it, and I'll only put a pump in it if I think it's a good colour match. Right, so that's how much I've put on. Okay, let's do this. God, this looks good as well. I think this is going to be a case of taste. What kind of look do I like? Do I like the more neutral look, or do I like the more warm look? To be honest, I think the Sigma brush, it just helps in coverage. It gives a better full coverage than the NYX multi-purpose brush. Definitely a more full coverage appearance here. Alright guys, right, what are we thinking? Can we see much of a difference? I can, but I don't know if you can see that on camera. So this is the NW47 side, and this is the NC60 side. I'm going to take a picture with my camera and post it up. Right, I'm going to do pictures now without the flash. Right. Right, starting to dry down now, guys. So can we see any differences yet? There's not much in it, is it? God. I want to give them a sort of a couple more minutes just to see how they dry down. Because I want to see how this NC60 dries down, to see if it is almost too cool and just doesn't make me look sort of casket ready. So yeah, before I sort of apply my bronzers and everything else on, I just want to see how it dries down. So I'll be back to you again in another couple of minutes. All right, see you in a bit. I've had a good 5 minutes now of allowing the makeup just to dry down and to oxidize or do whatever it needs to do on my face. So how are we thinking the two sides are looking? So this side is the NW47, which is the foundation shade I've been wearing for years on that side. Only recently, when I say recently, in the last probably about 3 years, I moved up to the NC55 because I thought that was a better match. So this is the NW47 on this side. NC55 was the shade they matched me to on that beauty board capture thing that I had to do. And this side is the NC60, which was one of the shades that they sent for me. I'm actually looking and I'm thinking that this side might be a little bit too cool almost, but I don't know. I'm just liking the warmth and the naturalness of this side. I look a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more glowy, a little bit more just natural on this side. Again, if I compare it to my skin, so if I can bring it down there, compare it to my skin, I just think this looks more, just kind of works better. This side, I think maybe because it's more full coverage on this side, I don't know, but to me it just looks a little bit more paler and just not as warmth. I think if I was going for a camera shoot or something like that, this would probably be the side I would go for. I don't know, guys. Sometimes I don't know if I know what I'm talking about, to be honest. But I think what I'm saying basically is that I prefer this side to this side. What do we think? And how has it dried down on my hands? Here's the NW47 on my hand. Don't forget, I did put a lot on this side, so ignore that. This is the NC55. This is the NC60. I think NC55, NW47, I'm going to stick to these two, to be honest. I'm just not sure about this NC60, but you guys let me know. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to finish up my makeup now. I might as well, because I might as well, why not? So I'm just going to do that, and then yeah, you guys just let me know what you think about the shades and the swatches and what you think about this whole beauty board thing. I mean, I actually think it's quite a really good idea. Not sure how long I'm going to stay on it now for, because I really do think I'm not supposed to have spoken about this at all, but I think, hey, why not? It's something good that GlossyBox are doing, so let me shout it out, because I'm the first to criticize them. So when they're doing something good, I need to speak up and let people know that they're doing something good. And in the end, I've received 3 full-size foundations. 3. I don't know how much MAC foundations cost now, but I've received 3. So yeah, how can I not be happy about that? All right, let me finish up my makeup, and then yeah, and then I'll say bye at the end. All right. that's the finished look. I went a little bit heavy with the eyebrow gel there. Kind of look like, woo, like someone punched me in my face there, but hey ho, that's how it goes. Right, so that's the finished look. Now that I've got a full face of makeup on, can we really see a difference between this side and that side? This is the NC60, this is the NW47. Can we really see much of a difference? I don't know. I don't know. End of the day, Studio Fix foundation, I really like it. You know, and they've come out with a lot of different products over the years, trying to sort of really emerge themselves back out into the market again. But really, it's their oldies and goodies that are still the staple products for them that keep them going. And the Studio Fix foundation is one of them. If you've got oily skin, this is the foundation for you to wear. It's the foundation I was wearing way back when, sort of 15, 20 years ago. Now that I've got it on again, sort of thinking, yeah, actually, it's a really good foundation. So I might have to bring it back down here in my regular use foundations again. It's just a good long wearing foundation. It will give you full coverage, so if you're not into full coverage, then it's probably not the foundation for you, but it's very much a full coverage, long wearing foundation. Mattifying effect, obviously. If you've got combination oily skin, you'll love it. If you've got dry skin, you're not going to like this unless you put on a hell of a lot of moisturizer and hydrating products underneath. I mean, even me now, I'm putting on a hydrating primer now underneath my mattifying foundations, because I don't want that full-on cakey look, which you can really easily do with a foundation like this. It's just the old school mattifying foundations. But again, if I'm looking at the two shades, I'm not seeing much of a difference once the makeup is on. But you guys might be seeing something completely different. Maybe when I'm doing my editing later on, it'll look completely different. But to me right now, in the mirror, in this day, in this evening light now, I'm not seeing much difference at all. But you guys, let me know what you think down below. Alright, that's it guys. So I just really wanted to introduce you to what the beauty board, the GlossyBox beauty board is all about, and just show you the foundations that they sent me, which were full size. I did not honestly realise they were all full size foundations, so I am proper chuffed with that. And two of the shades I think I can wear. One of them is way too light, but unfortunately I think it might be too dark for my daughter, but I'm going to try her on it and see what she thinks, but I think it will be too dark for her, to be honest. So yeah, there you go. If you enjoyed this video, you know what you need to do. Please show your appreciation, because it really does help my channel if you do that. If you give me a thumbs up and just engage with my channel somehow, so give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. It helps with my channel to give it some profile and to push it up in the recommendations, because that's what it really comes down to. It's not so much the subscriber numbers, it's the engagement. And obviously the more subscribers you have, the more engagement you have, so that's why subscriber numbers are important, but the engagement really helps. So even if you just leave a comment down below just to say, Sandra, you're crap, I don't mind. It's engagement down below of some sort. Even when people give me your thumbs down, I'm like, yeah, thanks for the thumbs down, guys. It's all good, because it's engagement and it helps my channel. So if you really hate me, best not to engage at all. That's the best thing to do if you really hate me, but I shouldn't be telling you that, should I? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Take care.